Cheap miniature finds number 6, McD&D Golem suits. Now, these were a bunch of McDonald's toys that I found in the local thrift shop, and I was only really interested in one of them at the start. It's the little guy here who looks kind of like an apparatus of Qualesh. I assumed maybe I'd do some, break him down and then kind of make him look a little bit more like what the D&D apparatus looks like. But I ended up deciding to actually make all of these into D&D miniatures. As you can see, my first step on the one is I filled in the gaps with hot glue. D&D miniatures obviously wouldn't fit in there, so what I did is I cut a piece of plastic, in this case a used gift card, and I just kind of cut a piece of plastic and pasted it in there, and boom, now there's a little platform that most D&D miniatures can sit into. Isn't that neat? Now, mostly I don't do this next step, but there was some annoying copyright stuff, so everybody knows this is a McDonald's toy, so I just took a couple seconds to file that off. I used Krylon Black Plastic Fusion to prime these things, and then I just started giving them just a big old hit of, what is this color? It's Lead Belcher. It's just kind of a dull metallic iron color. So I did a very heavy dry coat of, dry brushing rather, of this, and then I started to pick out details. Like you can see I picked out the little copper pipes there, some pipes in the back, where I did a little bit brighter metal, and these actually started to turn out really nice, to my surprise. And this one is the same thing. I did the main body with the Lead Belcher, or you could probably just pretty much use any kind of duller metallic. And then the top I started to coat with a kind of a deep brass type color. And then the eye, just kind of black. And then this thing, I don't know what the heck this thing is. I drilled out the weird eye thing, and I'm going to kind of just make this up into a sculpture, and I jammed a cheap little Michael's plastic gem in the eye spot. So I don't know what this thing is, but it's a statue now. And then you can see here I'm just kind of showing off that if you just kind of pick out little details with a bright color, even little things like that will make the miniature stand out like a bunch more. As you can tell, I did a little bit lighter metallic color with this one, and now I'm just kind of picking out some of the smaller pipes with this blue color, and that'll kind of make it, stand out really good, and it will also, make it look a lot different than the other one. Even though the paint jobs are pretty much the same, I just did the pipes on this one with brass, and I did the pipes on the other one in blue. And so you can see them standing next to each other right now, and you can see the difference, just a little bit of different paint makes. I really like the way these things turned out. You can clearly tell that I hot glued it from the back, but I don't think anybody cares. And the other one I didn't even bother hot gluing. And frankly, I think it's just such a good prop, I don't think anybody would care. And you can actually put any D&D miniature in here. I tested out most of my, obviously anything with a medium base will fit, but Pathfinder miniatures will fit. My old chainmail miniatures will fit. Reaper miniatures will fit. There's an old metal chainmail miniature. There's a Reaper werewolf. And then finally, if you want to put a Bone Devil in there, yes, that will fit as well. So obviously these things could be used for a bunch of different stuff. And they're huge, too. These would be technically huge creatures, if not gargantuan creatures, really. And here's the little apparatus and the statue miniature again. I like the way the apparatus thing went up. I did a little bit of orange dry brushing on the seams to kind of give it a worn look. And I did a little bit of a wash with some very sepia-stained wash, and it really turned out great. The statue, all I did was dry brush that in 3 different colors, and that turned out okay. I'm really happy with how the apparatus turned out. I think everybody would kind of recognize it as an apparatus, hopefully. Anybody who's played D&D before. I really am glad I happened to notice this bag of toys, and, for $3 to get all these miniatures is a really good deal. I have no idea if these things are actually, collectible or not, but, I mean, come on, look at that face. I couldn't leave that in the thrift store. I had to bring him home. And there's another shot of my statue miniature. This thing could be like, I guess, a trap or a turret. It's kind of creepy now with the gem on it. I really like how that turned out. So honestly, all 4 of these miniatures turned out really great, and I'm super pleased that I happened to notice these miniatures and pick them up. And like I said, this only really took me maybe 40 minutes in total. A great success, and I got some very inspiring, weird miniatures to use in my game.
Have a great day, and as always, thank you for watching the video.
Oh my god, the owlbear found the golem suit! Everybody run!